Hey, my chariot racers, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot, and welcome to what I'm calling your 8-8 reading. So my original plan was to do portal readings for all 12 signs, which I still plan to do, but they're not going to be on the Lion's Gate specifically. Like, as I've kind of been getting ready for this reading, which was going to turn out to be those, I just felt completely different about it. So this is kind of an impromptu pick a card. So buckle up, babies. It's going to be a bumpy ride. So the sign readings are still going to come out. They're just going to be a little different than we all expected them. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to turn out to be, but they're going to happen. But they're going to be a little different. But because of that, I still wanted to do a Lion's Gate reading today. So we are turning it into a pick a card. So we are going to kind of take a peek at what type of guidance is coming in for this Lion's Gate. We're also kind of, well, I shouldn't say that because who knows what will come up. But I'm going to say it anyway. We're going to see what's coming up and also what guidance specifically from your spiritual team, where you're being guided to go with this new information, with these new downloads, these new light codes that are being activated within us. You could sit nicer than that. Alright. So we're just going to pull these stacks, and as always, pick the one that you are most drawn to. Can be the cards, can be the order and the number of the stack. Close your eyes, point at the screen, whatever you feel like. The timestamps will be below. We are using the Guardian Angel reading cards as well as the Energy Oracle. And then, of course, once we dive into the message, we will clarify with some tarot. You know how we do. Alright. Get this last set out. Whoop. Stop that. Actually, I don't know. I was going to go in order, but I think that stack really wants to go with those bad boys. Alright. Alright, my lovelies, there are your 3 stacks. So we'll go with stack 1, stack 2, and stack 3 down on the end. I think every time I do that, it's backwards for you in the camera. I don't know. I couldn't see it. But yeah, so this will be stack 1, stack 2 in the middle, stack 3 on the end. So go ahead and choose the stack that is kind of calling out to you, and we will get into your reading. See you soon, lovelies. Welcome back, stack 1. Let's get into your reading. Let's look at your angel card first. Alright, stack number 1. You've actually got card number 2. I don't know why that entertains me. But you have the Angel of Balance here. Now, some of you might be lucky and you already feel in balance, but a lot of times this card will show up when we are feeling kind of crazy, when we are feeling being called over here, called over there, something's stressing us out, maybe there's a decision that needs to be made. Definitely might be something that you are facing with that's causing you to feel a little out of sort. Some of you might be feeling overextended. Definitely can be a thing. One thing I always like to point out with this card, when you see the Angel of Balance out there, and you can see her doing a tree pose if any of you do yoga, like, to me, having the angel present in this card, to me, always feels like you have the ability to find this calm, right? To find this steadiness, no matter how chaotic. I just realized you guys can barely see that. Let's move that up a little bit. But if you are feeling anxious or there's a decision you need to make and you're just not quite sure on what the right course is, to me, every time this card comes up, there's always a potential to find that calm, to find that center, and your team is around you trying to guide you to this balance and get you back to equilibrium, right? So no matter what you're facing, this is what we're working towards: balance and calm and serenity. Well, here you go. First card, anxiety. Oh God. Here, we'll just do all 3. We'll just bang them all out. So you have anxiety, envy, and the door to spirit. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I get immediately. So with anxiety coming first, yes, clearly there's something that's causing some distress. I have a little aside with this envy card, but we'll come back to that. All right, lovelies. For those of you who have kind of been brooding and having a hard time with something and really kind of going through the motions, I will say this is what I plan to do the sign videos on, kind of a dark night of the soul moment. So seeing this kind of helps to confirm that for me. So this is just, to me, this card is really just got, hey. Sorry, a birdie just flew back my window. It's a particular bird. Nice sign that you guys are being protected, actually. Actually, that's, yeah, if any bird was going to fly by, that's the bird you'd want. Anyway, this brooding and this, feeling anxiety, feeling anxious, for sure. Whatever situation is causing that, whatever the reason is that you're feeling these feelings, I really get the sensation that it's already left, right? Like if you're worried about it happening again or it returning, or, is it going to get worse and become a bigger problem than it already was? I feel like that storm is already passing. Like you can see, I hope you can see it, the camera will catch it. You can see there's a storm outside her window, but it's far away, it's in the distance. It's not, it's not like it's right overhead anymore. It's already moving. You can see that there's clearer sky already revealing itself as this storm starts moving off to the distance. So there's no need to fret anymore. I would definitely say the worst of the situation is over. We have this envy card. Now, I don't think you're actually envious. Like to me, that's not the vibe I'm getting off this card. But it's more so speaking about not realizing what you already have. Right? And again, I talked about that sensation where you can access peace now. The worst of the storm has passed. You don't have to continue to fear what may happen next. Is it going to get worse? Same as this card, you can see this woman, like she's got pearls on, she's in this beautiful silver palace, but she's like looking outside at the gold one, right? She's like, oh, I want the bigger, prettier, shiny one, not realizing how much value she has in this current moment. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on for you. It's kind of, and again, it's not that you're envious, but it's kind of like you keep seeing, or you keep looking externally for solutions or resolution, or, that serenity and that calm we talked about, but you have access to it now, right? Like you don't need to have more. You have exactly what you need. You have enough, and you're in a good space, right? Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean that there isn't, work to be done. Like I said, there definitely could be a decision that needs to be made, and that can be stressful. But it's kind of like you have the information to make it, you are being protected, you're not in any danger. It's just about deciding what it is that's in alignment with your greatest good, what it is that you feel confident in when it comes to your decision making, and what feels like the right choice for you. So it's not, sometimes you'll get guidance where it's about, finding more information, whether that's, through meditation, listening to your intuition, whether it's asking people who have more experience, whether it's just kind of allowing and going through the motions and seeing how this plays out so you can see a bigger picture and gain a better perspective. But these cards really talk about everything you need. You kind of already possess. You have the understanding, you have the knowledge. It's kind of just getting, I almost want to keep saying getting the confidence to just do it and make that decision. For those of you where this is about a decision that needs to be made. And then your last card out, Door to Spirit. Beautiful card, because this is all about potential, right? You can see that door opening into another realm. Within that realm is unlimited possibility. And you have actually, while I talk about that, the symbolism in these two cards, you can see the card is kind of looking out of the windows here. Again, this woman is like looking out of a doorway. And then this doorway is completely open to you. So there is kind of this vibe of like looking beyond, looking through, and then finally kind of walking through, right? So honestly, I feel like in this particular reading, the guidance is more about grounding and centering, right? So finding that calm space. And eventually that's, when I say security, I mean that kind of like emotional security, like feeling confident, secure in yourself. from that space is where you actually take the appropriate action. Because again, here we're looking at the window, we finally get to the door, but then we're just looking out at the door, wishing we were outside, and then you finally kind of like, well, you know what? I'm going outside. I can do this. I'm good. It's very that. So whatever situation is causing you anxiety, whatever situation has been stressing you out, whether it's, something new or something that's been going on for a while. For some of you, it could even be a situation where like you really kind of didn't do anything. For some of you, someone else might have been envious, and they've created a situation that now has you anxious. But again, that's a reflection of them, not you. Your path is still one of potential and still one of blossoming. So don't be afraid that this person's going to get one up on you. Again, and honestly, if that's the case, then thank you. And you already know, what's going on, right? That something's up. You can take the necessary steps to protect yourself or to avoid this person. Keep your distance from them. If this is a work thing, make sure projects that you do, maybe don't involve that person, or at least you can set up a checks and balances. Oh, okay. Let's move these a little higher so we can see everybody. All right, we're going to do one more row, but I want to talk about these first. Oh, look at that. Bottom of the deck right now. Devil card. So definitely dealing with some funky intentions. We'll leave it at that. But definitely dealing with some funky intentions. So you have this Page of Swords energy here, which is definitely a card of learning and fast movement, but it also is that card of that person watching you. So definitely connected to that storyline where someone was envious and someone's trying to mess with you. This Page of Swords is kind of watching you and lurking in the shadows. I will say the card is upright, so it's not necessarily going to be malicious, right? For some of you, if you know someone's been envious, then we already know the intentions are a little shady, right? But for everyone, not necessarily going to be the thing. If that's not the case, this card being upright is just about you kind of being on alert, being studious, wanting to act, wanting to make things happen, which is great because that's ultimately where we want to go. So it's a good mindset to start this whole reading off already. Queen of Cups. To me, this is a card of checking in with your emotions, checking in with your emotional body. It's also a card of feeling things out to me, right? Because when we talk about all the queens, but especially the Queen of Cups, there is this nurturing aspect to it, and the Queen of Cups nurtures the emotional body. So it's about feeling secure emotionally about the decisions you're making, feeling that it's the right thing, feeling your way through it to find the correct answer. So it is a very receptive way of moving through this situation, but honestly, that's going to be the best way for you to do it, is really to check your, it's almost like checking your emotional compass. Like the more positive and comfortable and satisfied you feel with this decision, the more accurate it is. If you start, making decisions because it's going to make someone else feel better, someone else would be more comfortable in that regard, or someone, well, let me, this person really needs the pay raise, so I'll let them go for the promotion, or I'll let, I'm just making up examples here. But if you're logically rationalizing reasons for other people to succeed or get the upper hand, or whatever it is, but emotionally that's making you feel a little like, oh, but I really wanted it, or I don't know if that's right, but I feel like that's what's expected, so I should do that. No. You have, listen to your heart first in this particular situation. We also have the Five of Swords here in reverse, which I love. So for those of you where this is a not stalker, I don't know why that word came out, where this is, like a spy, someone who's envious, and even if it's not someone envious, there isn't a fight here, right? Because Five of Swords upright, super combative, full of conflict. It's in the reverse. Those swords are falling out. So literally, if you follow your heart, I know it's a little corny, but if you follow your heart, you're going to diffuse this bomb, right? This situation isn't going to come to a head if you, again, choose accordingly. Because this, honestly, I feel like this person, for most of you, it's this first storyline where whatever was causing you stress or whatever you've been concerned about, the worst is already over. Like, it's already kind of moving on. You don't need to fear like a second backlash. So don't worry about that energy, right? For those of you where this is someone who's actively jealous or actively, you know, trying to mess with you for whatever reason, if you work in your authenticity, listen to your emotional body, follow that emotional compass, you are going to dissolve that situation. Because this person really doesn't have anything on you. They're just jealous. They're just, you know, a little green, and they just don't know how to handle themselves. So they don't really have any power over you. So again, you don't need to fear this person. For those of you where this is a jealous person, you know, you might have to, you know, take some extra precautions and put up some boundaries, but you are being protected. You are being protected through this, and they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna succeed in dealing with whatever it is that's happening. You have here the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So to me, this is more indicative of this other person and what's played out previously, this particular Eight of Pentacles. And that you don't have to put more energy into it. Like I said, the worst is over. This isn't something you necessarily need to work on or dedicate more focus and attention to. You can kind of just let this go and put your attention elsewhere, right? Because leaving your attention here is feeding into that little anxiety monster. We don't want that. We do not want that. You have here the Two of Cups in the center of the reading, which honestly, very interesting. The first thing this makes me think of is that this person, whoever this, you know, either envious person or connected to this storm from the recent past, that honestly feels like it might have been a soul contract, right? Because this is the soulmate card. It could have been someone you're involved with romantically, possibly for some of you, but for most of you, I feel like this was a soul contract. You know, and soulmates come in many different forms. I feel like this person may have purposely been put in your way for a particular reason. There was a lesson to be learned for both of you, for sure. I keep looking at the female in this card. And, you know, take this as it resonates, because I don't necessarily think I'm speaking to, you know, biological female. It can be anyone that kind of just aligns with more feminine energy, right? Because we all have a little bit of both in us. But I feel like the feminine aspect of this pairing is the one that kind of passed the test, if that makes sense. The one who is more receptive, the one who could practice more compassion, the one who, instead of wanting to act towards the other and take control of the situation and force an agenda, the one who was like, you know what, I have to do me, you know, I'm just going to let this play out, you know, because I have other things I need to focus on. I feel like that's the person this lesson was really for, and that's also the person who is excelling. Honestly, I feel like this is, you know, the people drawn to this reading, this envious person was the masculine that was trying to force an agenda, right? Taking actual action towards something and against something. This was that person that was feeding into this devil energy. You even have the Four of Pentacles underneath that. So someone really trying to hold their ground and hold on to something that should have been released, right? Because if this other person could have released that, and maybe if this was, you know, actually came to some type of interaction, if they could let go of their stance and be understanding and find compromise, this could have been resolved in a much different way, right? So this person is going to get to learn the lesson again down the road, but it will be with someone other than you, because you've kind of already elevated beyond that. So kudos to you. Again, confirmation of that, because here with the Ten of Swords, it's over. We talked about that before. The worst is already over, and here it is. You took that situation, you took that karmic contract, you stabbed it to death. You were like, no, I'm done. I now see you for who you are. You don't serve me any purpose. I'm ready for phase 2, so I'm just going to leave you here, because it's time to be done with this. So, again, the feminine aspect of this soul contract, you made it through. You definitely made it through. And it was about a little bit of it was about priorities, right? Like really what is more important? Where should you put the focus? We get that with the 8 of Pentacles. Love that. Literally as we're talking about that. The wheel in reverse. When the wheel's in the reverse, that means the wheel's not moving, right? It's stuck, it's fixed, right? And it's falling out underneath this Page of Swords. So again, this person who couldn't grow, who didn't learn the lesson, who didn't put in the needed effort, wheel's not moving. They have to repeat this cycle again. They didn't get it. They didn't get it this time. You, however, because I talked about how I was looking more at the woman than the feminine than the masculine in this card. Also look at these two in the beginning. We have a masculine, right? This Page of Swords, and we have a feminine here. Queen of Cups. So the masculine's journey is leading him to repeat this cycle. We're going to see where the feminine... Oh, there we go. And we have our outcome card. All right. I love... And it just fell right in place. Beautiful. All right. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups. It's that soulmate energy again, sitting at the heart of your reading. Boom! And the Lover's card. All right. So, super, super simple here. So, stack 1, people. Especially if you're single. Stack 1s. If you are single, you are headed to a very divine union, right? This person, if this was within a relationship for some of you, this person may have seemed like, right? They felt like the soulmate. Well, I shouldn't say they felt like they were. They were a soulmate. But this was not a divine union. This was a test. You passed the test. So essentially, you've shown your worth. You've shown your dedication, your commitment to yourself, your needs, your wants. This person couldn't compromise and couldn't meet you there. So now they have to go repeat the cycle so they can learn what they didn't learn this time. But since you've proven how you hold yourself, how you carry yourself, you know, the regard that which you give yourself, now you move on to the sacred union. You do have the Hermit card in the outcome. So you may be a Virgo, the person coming towards you may be a Virgo. But this is also a time of finding, I was going to say finding hope, but what I mean by that is following your desire, following your authenticity, right? There's this energy here in the Hermit card that does involve the star. That's the light within the lamp, right? So same like how we talked about with the Queen of Cups, following your heart, right? Following what feels right, what feels good, what feels satisfying to you. It's that same energy, but now carried up to a spiritual level, right? Having the hope, having the faith, having the belief. Again, still following that guiding light. What feels good, what lights you up, right? What feeds your soul. But this divinely guided here with these Master Arcana. Like this is stunning. Beautiful divine union coming your way, right? So keep the faith, hang on, hold on to that. Continue to be receptive, right? Because the whole point of this was kind of securing that feminine energy and securing yourself in those feminine qualities, about being open and receptive and allowing, right? Having the freedom, right? Being expressive. For some of you, this might actually even open up some creativity. So don't worry about this past, because this past is stuck for that person. That person's going to have a cycle they need to repeat, which, you know what? Great. Good for them. You can love them from a distance, right? Let that storm pass. They get to deal with that over there. You have some much more exciting things to do. Literally closing a chapter here and finding some new enlightenment. Beautiful. Biggest thing, know that your spiritual team and your angels are around you to give you that calm and that serenity. It didn't necessarily come up in the cards until we come down to the Hermit card, but if this anxiety really starts to getting to you and your mind starts to replay those crazy storylines that it likes to do, meditation going to be a great thing for you. And actually even more so than meditation, grounding. Literally grounding. So if you can get outside, will be perfect for you. And outside, preferably barefoot, if you can actually like walk on the earth. If that's not always a possibility, or something happens and you're in a situation where you can't get outside, doing a grounding exercise, like just close your eyes, stand up tall, you know, take a few deep breaths. And it's a great thing to just kind of breathe, kind of get yourself a little centered, and then just picture, and you can do this in any way. This is just, something I like to think of. So if this helps you, great. If not, you can do whatever works for you. But, take a few deep breaths, get yourself centered, and stand up really, really straight, and then picture your energy center. It can be your heart center. Mine tends to be like in my abdominal, very solar plexus chakra area. But picture your energy center, wherever you feel it from. And then just picture, I always picture roots that come from that center, go down through your legs, down at the bottom of your feet, down into the earth, and all the way down to the core. And then think of it just like a plant. Whole plant is soaking up water and nutrients through its roots. You are starting to connect to Gaia energy and kind of soaking that up through the roots and using that to anchor and ground yourself and keep yourself connected. I know something that helps people. You can picture your energy going down to the Earth's core, and then you can picture, Earth's energy coming up to you, and you can picture it as two different colors, that slowly overmix, right? One can be blue, one can be yellow, and then, through your exercise, they mix and become green, right? Showing you're connected. If that helps you, you can do that too, right? I think that honestly will be a great practice to kind of keep you out of this headspace, or keep you out of that space where that starts to cause that anxiety and that fear that makes you, you won't act in the best way possible. We'll just leave that simple. You won't be coming from a place of love and security, right? You'll possibly be coming from a place of fear, and we don't want that. But there's definitely an evolution here for you, which is beautiful to see. So kudos again for successfully passing this test. I'm going to end your reading there, but I love you guys. Stay tuned for the sign readings. They are coming up this weekend. I just need to figure out what those are going to look like, because literally today as I was getting ready, I was like, these are going to be completely different. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you for being patient. Thank you for coming and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Let me know what stack you picked. I always love kind of hearing where everyone goes with these. If there's anything you want to see, again, you can drop that in the comments below. But until next time, my lovelies, stay safe, take care of yourself. I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hello, stack number 2. Welcome to your reading. All right, let's get into this. All right, so first card out, you have the Angel of Communication on your side. So for some of you, this may be a heavy time of, well, I was going to say communication. Duh, TC, that's what it says on the card. What I mean by that is that this is going to be a heavy time where your words are going to be very significant. We all know the old adage, say what you mean and mean what you say. That is going to be very, very important for you. I know this card can sometimes come up when there's conflict and arguments going on, and it's about opening communication, right, and having that flow easier where it feels blocked. I don't necessarily feel that for you, but I feel like what you're saying, what you're expressing has to be authentic. It's because whatever conversations you're having right now are important for whatever reason. And I'm looking at the top card of your energy oracles. You have here the door to value. So this card is heavily connected to finances and career. I mean, you can see all those dollar signs flowing in. So for some of you, this might be about a job. Maybe we're interviewing for a new job, looking for a new job, or even a promotion. This is about knowing your worth and knowing your value, right? And not, I was going to say surrender, but not settling for less, right? You know your worth, speak your truth. If you think you're worth more, ask for more, demand more. If you think you're qualified for this position, tell them how good you are, right? Again, your words are going to be very important, right? And the conversations and the communication you're having right now and in the coming weeks going to be very significant. So you're doing yourself a disservice to dim your light or to hold back, for whatever reason. But it's going to serve you best to know your value, know your worth, and put it forward. Okay? You also have the Angel of Balance here. So yes, there is this element of moderation for sure. You don't want to be this cocky, boastful person. But to me, this Angel of Balance is about feeling grounded, feeling secure, right? willing to take a little breather when you need it, right? Willing to, stay present in this moment. Don't get so anxious you start living in the future, which doesn't exist. Reflecting and going over things and ruminating in the past, which also doesn't exist. It is about being present, being grounded, and having this sense of calm, having this sense of peace, right? Because from there, you make much wiser decisions. You also feel much more confident and secure when we start doing the things that concern our finances and our career. If you can manage to do that and maintain this balance, look what you find. Victory. We love success. It's a good thing, okay? So know that this lies ahead of you as long as you it's really giving me this stick to your guns, be authentic, speak your truth, right? Don't dim your light for any reason because it's not serving you. All right, my lovelies. Let's dive a little deeper with our tarot messages. But beautiful, beautiful spread, especially concerning work and finances, right? Now, if this applies to you not in, look at that, talked about sticking to your guns. 7 of Wands, be your authentic self. Don't let other people tell you what to do. Don't be swayed by other people's opinions or expectations. Perfect card, as I was talking about that. So if this does not work for you, right, which I think for most of you it's going to be, but if this isn't about work, this is just about your value, how you see yourself, where you see your strengths and your faults. 8 of Swords in reverse, you are not stuck, you are not tied, you are not trapped, right? So don't allow these outside expectations to shape who you are, what you say, how you engage, how you interact. High Priestess in reverse, not listening to your intuition is going to be your downfall, right? So if we don't listen to ourselves and start feeding into those external things telling us to act a certain way, behave a certain way, you could never get there, you're not good enough, you're not talented enough, that's going to mess you up. So if you have been feeling disconnected, especially from self, right? If you've been feeling that disconnect, if it's been hard for you to kind of trust your own instincts and trust, your own feelings in this situation, that's where that centeredness, that's where that grounding needs to come in. Because if you're not feeling secure with your own intuition, that is going to lead you astray, right? Woo. It's so hot in my room when I film in the afternoon. Oh, there we go. I want to keep this a secret from you guys. 5 of Pentacles. So, might feel a little lonely out there, right? 7 of Wands is telling you to really stick to your own guns, be your own person. That may cost you some things with this 5 of Pentacles, right? You might feel like people who were there for you now don't really like this direction, or they're starting to pull away because you're doing something that they don't believe in, that they don't want. Especially if you're trying to level up, because a lot of times that means they need to level up too, and not everyone's willing to do that work. So I hope you can hear me. Someone's driving out down below, so I hope you can still hear me. 2 of Wands, center of the deck. You know what this 2 of Wands tells me? This is about you. I don't know why this message is so strong, because I feel like you guys are so much stronger than this. So I don't know why this is coming through so heavy. But this 2 of Wands in reverse, this is you holding back. Instead of you putting your agenda and putting your own vision forward, it's like succumbing to these influences where your message is you aren't stuck, you aren't trapped, you aren't held back by these barriers. It's about you following your own guns, sticking to your own path. And, if someone doesn't agree with that, great, it's my life though, so I'm going to call the shots. So you can have your opinion, but please keep it to yourself, because I don't need it. But right in the center, this 2 of Wands, not listening to yourself, but instead putting forward someone else's agenda. Please do not do that. That is not going to help you at all. Ooh, that was a flyer. Yep. 4 of Wands. We're building some solid foundations. It's not solid if it's not you, right? You're building the foundation for someone else's house, and that's not, look, and even the bottom of the deck under that, devil. So there is some temptation. There is something trying to mess with you and get you to put that energy elsewhere. And when I say elsewhere, it's serving someone else, not serving you. And this is your life we're talking about. Okay. Oh, yes. Like that victory, bottom of the deck, as we close out this reading, is the Sun card. All will be well. All is going to work out. So be optimistic. You have the Ace of Wands coming out under that Seven of Wands. So again, this is your new start. This is your passion, your flame, your desire, your motivation. This is what needs to be guiding this path for you, right? Whether this is work, following a passion, or this is your own sense of value. It's all about you, right? And then it's not about being selfish. It's not about telling everyone else they suck. You're the only one who knows the answers. That's not it. But it's about making choices in alignment with what serves you. So if someone's telling you to do something, you're kind of meh about it, that's not the thing. You should be so excited and so passionate and so invested in this opportunity or in this situation or in this decision that you're making. It should be so intimately tied and connected to you that no one else can shake it. All right, my loves. Then you have the Star card after that. Star card's all about hope, optimism, that guiding light. So again, following your star. Don't let anyone tell you what star to follow. And then we have this Page of Swords. This is that hunger. This is that fire. This is very fast-moving energy as well. Here with this Page of Swords. This actually came up in the first sign as well, but in a completely different locations. But it's funny to see it back again. This Page of Swords in your reading particularly, this is you chasing your desires. So not only do you have this motivation and this fire, once you stick to your guns, you also have the hunger. I almost want to say the hunger to chase it down and just kind of devour it, right? To me, I always see this as a card of learning as well, wanting to understand the situation, wanting to understand, as much as you can about this opportunity, whether this is a job, whether this is just, life evolving. Oh, that card just keeps getting louder and louder. I'm so sorry. I really hope you can hear me. I'm sorry if this is distracting. But again, this is you kind of following your own path wholeheartedly and completely and almost kind of relentlessly. Like you really are going for it. And I love that for you. That is a beautiful, beautiful space for you to be in, and it makes sense why the Angel of Communication is here. One, so you can literally communicate your intentions out, right? But also, it's improving communication within yourself to your intuition so that you don't fall for this trap. Because again, to me, it's funny that this is coming through so heavily when honestly, I feel like you're much stronger than that. So be really discerning what advice is coming in, because not much of it, honestly, not much of it is serving you. Right? Especially if it's someone telling you a certain direction and a path. If you're not super engaged in it, if you don't get lit up by it, that's not the one. So, thank you for opinion, but I'm going to continue to look for other options. All right? So just be very, very aware of that, my lovelies. With that, I'm going to close out your reading. Again, I'm so sorry. I hope you can hear everything over that car. I'm sorry. But I love you guys. Take care. Make sure you have that notification bell on because the sign readings are going to be coming up. I'll start them over the weekend. So hopefully that means I get them up over the weekend. They might not, by the time I transfer them and edit them and all that, might not be till next week. But they will be coming up soon. So make sure you have that notification bell on. If you enjoyed this reading, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button. It helps the channel to grow. It helps us to reach more people. But with that being said, I love you guys. Take care. I will see you in your next video. Bye. Hello, stack number 3. Welcome to your reading. All right, let's get into this. Fab. All right, so you guys got the Angel of Determination. So, to me, this is all about commitment. This is all about holding steadfast, right? So when the Angel of Determination comes, I will say, I find this card, how do I want to describe this? I want to say it in a positive way. I don't want to be like, meh. But I find it usually comes up in moments where we start to feel like we either start to lose steam because we've been kind of pushing through something for a while, or we start to lose patience. And that's actually your first card in your energy oracle is patience. Because we're like, God, we've been doing this for so long. and I haven't seen the results I want. Maybe for some, I haven't even seen progress. But so why bother? Why am I still doing this? Literally, your team is surrounding you to be like, no, you got this. Keep going. It's going to be you're headed in the right direction. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy and smooth, right? So that's where that determination really needs to be, boosted. It's not saying it's going to be smooth and easy, but we're saying you're moving in the right direction. This is where we're headed. This is where we find victory and success. You've kind of got to. I feel like you might be pushing through. You may be in the situation now, so this may not even be upcoming. You might be dealing with this already, but I feel like there is going to be some type of challenge that's going to be set in your way, or that's going to cause some delay. It might even cause some, I don't know, some type of obstacle, let's put it that way. And it's just because I keep looking at this card and you can see kind of it's the red tones in there that's just making me think almost like we're in a fight, right? But it's hang on, don't give up yet. It's going to be okay. We're going to work through it. I don't know why. We're just going to, that's just the thing. We have the patient, oh, stop it. That's why. Okay. You have the patience card here. So again, I don't necessarily think you're getting the rewards right away, right? Or at least not as soon as we want them. But that doesn't mean they're not coming. So this patience card is a bit about having faith. It is a bit about holding on and not surrendering, right? So you might have to hold out a little longer than you want, but that doesn't mean what you need isn't coming. Now, these are we're going to talk about these when we pull out the tarot cards, because so this storm warning usually is an energy where there's something coming up, right? We kind of get that little sense of oh, danger's coming. These are your spidey senses being okay, something's about to kick off. I don't want it to kick off, but I know something's about to get in the way, and I'm going to have to prepare for this, right? And honestly, this may be why the patience card is coming up also. You want to wait till the storm passes. It's going to be harder to act while this typhoon is raging. It might be better just to prepare, bunker down, right? Let the storm pass and then continue, right? So it may not be the exact right moment to act. Hold on a bit. Then you have this deceit card. Ugh. So when this card pops up, there's usually someone, and the annoying thing about this card is usually the someone is someone close to you. Usually this is someone you know, right? But this person is trying to get away with something, take advantage over the situation. If they're envious, they could definitely be trying to take something that's yours, right? So that card is highly annoying, but I find it more annoying because it usually is someone close to you, right? So be very discerning who you trust with information right now, is one thing I want to say to you. I hate that card so much. I literally hate that card so much. Okay. Spirit, tell us about this storm warning and who this deceitful person is. First card out, the Lovers. So, could be someone you have an intimate relationship, and that doesn't even have to be romantic, right? Because even a business relationship can kind of fall under this card. Could also be someone with Gemini placements, but doesn't have to be. But again, this is definitely someone you are very close to. This is someone you see as a partner. And again, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be a business partner, it can be a friend. But this is someone very close to you, so I would be very careful. Kind of one thing comes to mind looking at this card. It is giving me very Adam and Eve, right? So it's almost kind of like your Eve is about to fall for the temptation and bite the apple, right? So this deceit, it may not even be someone actually being malicious towards you, but it could be someone who falls for maybe their own deception, right? Maybe someone tricks them into doing something, but that action messes with your opportunity, whatever we're talking about, right? So it may not even necessarily be incredibly malicious. We'll see what the other cards are that come out surrounding it. But looking at it, I kind of get this okay, you want it to come out. Perfect. It may not be this malicious act, so to speak, at least maybe not on this person's behalf. they might have just kind of fallen for something. Yep. Okay. So we had the wheel pop out during the shuffle. It didn't pop out, but it definitely wanted to be seen. So to me, this is where it gets helpful. This is only temporary. Whatever this is happening, it's rolling out. The wheel is still turning. So I think if you walk with discernment and if you're very aware of your surroundings, this isn't going to halt progress at all. But you kind of want to let this moment kind of pass and settle before you really kind of make any big intentions known, all right? And I say that because the more you put out there, the more this person is aware of, and that gives them more ammunition, right? So we don't want to do that. So I would say this is going to be a very smart time for you to kind of keep your cards abreast, right? Like don't show your hand right now. That would be very unwise, right? Be strategic about who you talk to, what you talk about, where you talk about it. You're kind of going to have to be pretty sly with your intentions right now, because again, there's a snake in the grass somewhere. So be very, very careful. It doesn't mean you have to completely shut down. It's not everyone, it's just one person. But be very, very aware of who you're talking to or who is within earshot, right? You have the Seven of Pentacles again, so another card of patience. Now is not the time to act. Hold your cards. Hold your cards. Now is not the time. You want to wait this out a little bit. And then right in the center, you have the Three of Wands here. This is actually a beautiful card because this is about, you receiving your shipments, right? Your ship is on the horizon. You see it coming into dock, right? So, and this coming out under the wheel, again, kind of confirms that whatever it is, it's coming. This particular situation isn't going to stop that. But again, you kind of have to play the game right now. You have to be the one who's strategic. And honestly, you're going to be a little secretive right now, but that's just because this is not the time, right? There's too many ears in the marketplace. This isn't the right time to act, but know that what you've been working for, again, is coming. You have the Angel of Determination at the start of this reading. Because you're heading in the right direction, this will bring you success. The things you've been working for will come through this avenue, but right now, there's someone who could potentially stand in the way. It actually, look, Nine of Cups was bottom of the deck when the Three of Wands came out, and this is all about that emotional fulfillment and satisfaction there, right? Getting what you want. So it's we're just waiting for this snake in the grass to move along or get distracted with something else so you can do what you need to do. Right now, you kind of need to hold back, right? This King of Swords is your energy. Like, sit back, work with grace, work with poise. It might mean being a little stoic for a moment. You have here this Queen of Pentacles being really grounded, right? Taking care of you, focusing all on you. Even her pose of holding that pentacle, right, so close and protecting it, almost like you were pregnant, right? It's like protecting your baby. That's essentially what is happening. You are protecting your baby. Cool. Okay. Nine of Wands. Again, that determination, right? Holding out. Stay strong. Don't give in. Don't let your defenses fall just yet. And then you will have reason to celebrate here with this Three of Cups. Like, literally, look at this stack. So this person that you definitely have a connection to, right? There is a need to be patient and allow this moment to pass and hold on to your own guns, right? If you allow that change to just flow and happen, all the things you've been desiring are going to come to you, and you're going to be able to revel and celebrate in your victory. All right, we'll work for this last card. Last two cards, you get a little extra. Ace of Cups, bottom. So look at this opportunity, full of love, life, passion, success. We love, love, love that. Temperance and the Seven of Cups. So Temperance, again, featuring the Angel of Patience. We talked about that with the Seven of Pentacles. We talked about that with the Patience card. So yes, this is definitely a time where you need to allow things to smooth over. You need to allow some divine timing to take place, okay? So Seven of Cups can speak to confusion, but here it's really about the options, right? What do I do next? Honestly, your best option right now is to is to you're just kind of going to be secretive. Keep your intentions to yourself. Don't tell too many people. Don't brag about them. I would even say, I don't know why I keep going to this image, but I'm like, don't even talk about it in open spaces. Like, I kind of pictured a conversation happening in the office, and there's someone like right around the corner hiding behind the water cooler listening, and they hear the thing that you didn't want them to hear. Like, it's really giving me that particular vibe. So be very, very cautious about who you talk to, when you talk to them, and where you talk to them. Because to me, the Seven of Cups, most of these cups look delightful, right? They're full of potions and magical things, but you'll notice there's one with a snake, right? There's even one with like a little skull thing that could be poison, right? So some of these options are dangerous. So you want to kind of hold out. The universe is still mixing up the potion that is meant for you, so don't necessarily take a sip out of one unless you know it's yours. Okay? So just be on your guard, be very aware. That's the best thing you could do right now. Because if you allow this, if you kind of let this flow and let this be, and bide your time, right? Be very strategic in your movements, you will come out victorious. Okay? So the best advice for you right now, you're going to kind of be a little stoic, be very strategic about your actions, protect what is important to you, literally like it's your child, right? This is your baby. Don't let anyone mess with it. And then ultimately allow that divine timing to take place, right? And don't drink from any cups unless you know it's yours, all right? All right, my lovelies, I'm going to wrap up your reading there. Really, really positive outlook. Just be very smart in the meantime. And don't give up either. Not the time. But with that, I send you lots and lots of love. I'm wishing you the best. I hope you all are doing well. If you enjoyed this reading, I'd appreciate if you could give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel to grow. Also, make sure you are subscribed and have that notification bell on. The sign readings, they're probably going to start this weekend. So hopefully I start rolling them out this weekend, but because of transferring and editing and all that fun stuff, might not come up till next week, but we'll see how all that goes. But definitely have the notification bell so you can see when your sign pops up. And if there's anything you want to see or anything you want to share with me, let me know what stack you got. Leave it down below in the comments. I love to see where you guys kind of fall in these readings. But until next time, and I'll see you in your next reading. I love you guys. Take care. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.